The 1,000-foot Miami skyrise, the nation's next super tall building, getting a thumbs up this week from voters. Developers say the $400 million project will be the city's Eiffel Tower. But in a town hall meeting, federal aviation officials said tall buildings like the skyrise are a growing national problem. The agency is pushing a new policy to limit tall structures near runways.
We're seeing an ever-increasing construction around our airports and encroaching on the airspace.
It's not everyday takeoffs regulators are worried about. It's what happens if something goes wrong.
Engine oil. Engine oil.
Mostly the engine out is our worst case scenario.
When a plane's upward climb takes much longer.
This theoretical tall building here, that wouldn't have been a good day.
Probably not.
So pilots and airlines see advantages to the policy.
It's essentially a good thing for the pilots. It's an additional increase in safety margins.
But some cities and developers say the FAA is overreacting.
You are talking about reducing the building size in downtown Miami across the board to 30 to 40 stories. That would absolutely kill development in Miami.
Miami officially went on record opposing the plan, and some in Congress also want the FAA to slow down. The FAA says without the policy change, airlines might have to reduce passenger and cargo loads to keep takeoffs safe. Tony Winton, Associated Press, Miami.